My wife told our neighbor I married down. Everyone knows it but him. When I confronted her, she just smirked. Well, it's not a lie. I smiled back, then froze, the cards transferred, the lease and blocked her number. She was gone by sunset. Hey viewers, real quick, only 8% of you watching are subscribed, and the channel's kind of stuck right now. If you enjoy these stories, hitting that subscribe button would really help us keep going. Thanks. Tuesday afternoon, I got back from the job site early. Plumbing emergency at the construction site got resolved faster than expected. So instead of staying until 6, I pulled into our driveway at 3:30. My wife Claire's car was there, along with our neighbor Janet's silver Honda. They were probably having their usual afternoon coffee session on the back patio. Claire worked part-time as a dental hygienist and was usually home by 2. I grabbed my lunch cooler from the truck and headed toward the front door when I heard voices from the backyard. Loud enough to carry, but not quite shouting. Decided to walk around back and say hello. I mean, let's be honest here, Claire was saying as I approached. I married down, and everyone knows it but him. I stopped walking. Janet's voice responded, but I couldn't make out the words clearly. Come on, Janet. Look at what I brought to this marriage versus what he did. I've got my degree, I come from a good family, I know how to handle myself in social situations. He's a construction foreman who never finished college. I stood there in my work clothes, covered in dust and holding my lunch cooler, listening to my wife of 4 years explain to our neighbor why she was too good for me. But he seems like a good provider, Janet said. Oh sure, he brings home decent money. But there's more to life than a paycheck. When we go to my friends' dinner parties or work events, I have to constantly manage what he says so he doesn't embarrass me. Manage what I say? Like I was a child who couldn't be trusted in public. Does he know you feel this way? Janet asked. Of course not. He thinks everything's fine. Honestly, sometimes I wonder what I was thinking when I married him. My parents tried to warn me, but I thought love would be enough. Love would be enough past tense. I'd heard enough. Walked back to my truck. Sat there for 10 minutes, organizing my thoughts. Then went inside through the front door like I just arrived. Hey babe, I'm home early, I called out. Oh hi honey, Claire said, coming in from the patio. How was work? Good. Got done early. I heard voices outside. You have company? Just Janet. We were catching up over coffee. Catching up? That's what she called trashing her husband to the neighbors. Cool. I'm going to shower and then maybe we can grab dinner somewhere nice. Sounds good. I'll finish up with Janet and start getting ready. I went upstairs and immediately started making calls. First was to my lawyer, Bob Martinez, who'd handled the house purchase and my business incorporation. Bob, it's Dan. I need to ask you something. If Claire and I got divorced, how would property division work? That's a complex question. Why? You two having problems? Just want to understand my situation. Well, the house was yours before marriage, so that's separate property in our state. Your business predates the marriage too. She'd have a claim on assets accumulated during the 4 years of marriage, but you've lived pretty simply. What about spousal support? She works. You've only been married 4 years, and her dental hygienist salary is decent. Probably minimal if any. Thanks Bob. Can you start preparing separation papers just in case? Dan, are you sure? Maybe you should think about this for a few days. I'm sure. How long would it take? Few days minimum. I'll need detailed asset information. I'll get that to you tomorrow. Next call was to my bank. We had a joint checking account, and Claire was an authorized user on my credit cards. I need to understand my options for protecting my accounts if my marriage ends. Are you filing for divorce? Separation. I need to know what I can legally do. You can remove authorized users from your personal credit cards immediately. For joint accounts, you'd need to either close them or get spousal agreement to remove someone. What about opening new individual accounts? You can open individual accounts anytime. We'd recommend that for people going through separation. Let me think about it and I'll call back. I needed to be smart about this. Couldn't just freeze everything without proper legal backing. Claire came upstairs as I was finishing the calls. Ready for dinner? She asked almost. Hey, before we go, I wanted to ask you something. What's that? How do you really feel about our marriage? She looked surprised. What do you mean? I mean, are you happy? Do you feel like we're well matched? Of course. Why would you ask that? Just making sure we're on the same page. We are. Everything's fine. Everything's fine, while she's telling neighbors she married down. We went to dinner at a nice restaurant downtown. Made pleasant conversation. Talked about work. Discussed weekend plans. Claire seemed relaxed, completely unaware that I'd overheard her real feelings. After we got home, she went upstairs to get ready for bed. I sat in the kitchen, thinking about what I'd learned and what I wanted to do about it. Around 11, I went upstairs and found Claire reading in bed. Claire, I need to tell you something. What's that? I heard your conversation with Janet today. Her face went white. What conversation? The one where you explained how you married down and how I embarrass you at social events. She stared at me for about 10 seconds, probably trying to figure out how much I'd heard and what explanation would work. Then something interesting happened. Instead of denying it or trying to apologize, she just shrugged. Well, it's not a lie. The audacity was breathtaking. No shame, no remorse, just confirmation that everything she'd said was exactly how she felt.